in and get that pressure. And maybe that's the play too, right?
Yeah. And Chris, JT, and the boys are still
there's Chris. We love Chris. Hey, Chris, shout out.
Shout
Make
out
it
to
across,
Chris from the
Christy.
75th OP there. I mean, oh, here we go. God dang!
Oh,
Chris said,
go down Chris said, I'm waiting until that already comes in,
and
right?
down
oh,
he goes.
Down
I mean,
he goes.
they are just...
It's hard to make it.
They are
hard
just cannon fodder. But, I mean, but that's what you got to do, I think, if you're
You got to keep the pressure. You got to keep the pressure.
That's a precision.
Incoming. Incoming.
Trying to identify where this comes in, man. Just a body. No, you know, they talked about they're slow to start, so they never win more than 3-2. Look at that tank
We
shot
may
of the
see
Puma.
something different.
Unbelievable AT shot. That must have been at least 200 meters away. Another one. Down
Inbound.
He goes. What a
down
crazy
he goes.
AT shot.
That's
ICF.
a sniper. Man, that's a sniper shot.
Incredible shot. And I build it gets one. Down he goes.
These
Lionheart
gunfights
won.
are everything. They're everything. Lionheart's got to take him out.
He gets him. Get on the point.
Did he go
Get
down?
The Garrison.
I just lost Lionheart. He's down.
He's down. There's no
Are
one
they
on
going
the
to push
point.
the Gary? Do they know the Gary's there?
I don't know, but they're not pushing it.
They're
not
going to
pushing
redline
it.
it here in a minute.
History
They gotta
Builder
get a
just spawned on his OP.
MG. They're watching it. They're watching the Gary with... No? What is this guy doing?
MG pushing.
He's seen that.
Maybe. I don't know. Are they waiting for a strike?
They're waiting for a spawn. What are the resources at right now? Bombing runs are going to be vital.
Tons of
Strafing
munitions.
runs.
That's a bombing
There
run.
it is.
That's
There
a
it
bombing run for ICF. Does he take out the Garrison? And that's done.
No,
the
Garrison
still
remains, and the MG went down for ICF right there.
But there's some out. And the 76, they have identified the position on the 76. The commander has marked it.
Taking out supplies, too. Oh,
yeah.
Down he goes.
No, he's gone. He's gone. The Greyhound maintaining coverage, keeping infantry off the 76's back.
Right,
but they have identified the position on that tank, and only time will tell. There may be a precision. Can I get there in time? Can he get it? He's moving!
Oh, he's moving. He
God,
goes.
he goes!
He goes.
Precision! Takes out the 76!
That precision strike, I mean, that has to hurt. That's almost like you're... oh!
But he gets down as well. Taken out as well. Look at this. Stewart pushing up. Right on the Tiger's ass! Oh my gosh! Look at this! Incredible! Takes him out!
Oh my god!
Takes him out!
Oh my gosh!
What?
Stewart!
The
Stewart just took out the Tiger.
I take back everything that I said. Everything that I said. I see I'm taking out the Tiger. Oh my gosh, broken arrow. If you're watching
is that right now, bombing runs are going to be vital.
Tons of munitions. That's a bombing
There
run.
it is.
That's
There
a
it
bombing run for ICF. Does he take out the Garrison? And that's done.
No,
the Garrison is still up.
Remains, and the MG went down for ICF right there.
But there's still a squad leader left. Did not get the Garrison. That was their chance, man. And it's just the positioning of the Garrison is just, it just saved them. It saved them the identity run. They're not going to capitalize, but certainly going to make them sweat. Big infantry push. Big infantry push for Esprit.
33 minutes left.
A bombing run for FOC in return.
Danger close. Danger close. Get down. Get down. Oh!
The Lux is still up.
Oh my gosh. Artie just fell too.
FOC said it. You can do a bombing run. We'll return the favor.
Lux is still up, though. That Lux through this whole game.
It's the little Lux that could. The little Lux that could. Down he goes.
You know, he goes down, but he held for as long as he could.
Man, that was a close moment. This is what I'm talking about. Moment. Two. Taken out as well. Look at this. Stewart pushing up. Right on the Tiger's ass. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Incredible. Takes him out.
Oh my god.
Takes him out.
Oh my gosh.
What? Guy, squad leader here. Heavenly. He must have found the Garrison. Dr. Spetz, can he get him? No, sir. He's gonna get to that Garrison on that backhand side. Can he get the Garrison? Here's the real question. Diesel, the sniper. covering on approach.
Still pushing though. Still
yes,
pushing.
a Lux is pushing in for Esprit, providing support in addition to the Tiger. That is further. That's actually a Tiger real close. Look at this. This Tiger trying to get an angle on it here. Right here, the Tiger in play here on the southwest side. They bombing run. They're not going to capitalize, but certainly going to make them sweat. Big infantry push. Big infantry push for Esprit.
33 minutes left.
A bombing run for FOC in return.
Danger close. Danger close. Get down. Get down. Oh!
The Lux is still up.
Oh my gosh, Artie just fell too.
FOC
Good
said
response by FOC.
you can do a bomb and return the favor.
Lux is still up Lux through this whole.
It's the little Lux that looks that good. The margins right now. And the real question is, do they get a spawn away? Dowdy goes, was it enough though? Is it enough space? 30 seconds is the goal.
They know. Broken Arrow knows that Arrowhead's there. There it is.
Yes,
Full commit. Full commit.
ICF.
They're gonna have to. This is it. This is the play from ICF. Are they gonna be able to pull it out though?
I hear a bombing run. I hear a bombing run. Boom! It goes. It's gonna get it all.
Broken Arrow.
It's gonna get it all. Broken Arrow gets it all.
What a bombing run. That was everything. That was it. That was it. That was a play game right there. That was
a Stewart on the point for ICF. I don't know if he can.
Oh, bounce off the top. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here's the push. Are the Tigers going to push in, right? That's the question right now.
He's about to become visible, but they just shot. Can they push fast enough to not get hit by this?
Does he have infantry?
By the Tiger?
Pull back
no infantry. No infantry. He is surrounded. He is surrounded. But man, whoever is covering him is doing well. Look at this push across the river.
Here's the push. Center push. This is what we're talking about. If that 76 stays alive for 30 more seconds, is all he's got to do. That's allowed. That's allowed. He's going to get it. Oh, he knows. He's responding. Satchel's on. That 76 cannot push back. He's trying to push back. He needs to keep
he doesn't
going.
know. He doesn't know.
He's got to know. Something's bad is about to happen to him. They have an AT gun out here? Let's see.
It was. There was an AT gun. That AT gun is down now.
I bet
Look at this!
I bet that was it.
Coltrane!
Oh, Coltrane coming up. He has found the Gary.
Chimera trying to get on it. He's got it!
He's going for an OP burn. No,
they identified more guys coming up the center for FOC, and they have pushed up. They think it's Artie! He said around me. He knows. He knows. But he's right back! No!
Excel! Oh,
Excel!
That's hard. Could have happened to anybody. I mean, that guy, this guy,
the streets, holding it down. He's got his fury moments.
This man owns the streets right now, it appears.
Does he get any support? No. His one man's down. Up. He's holding shit down. He finally goes down. And kind of got it. And here's the critical part of what just happened. They just lost the repair station. And the armor!
Oh my gosh! Oh
what a shot!
Artie!
And now this Tiger is in critical shape.
Where'd that shot come from?
He's getting hit by the 76. I think he's just barely getting hit. Down he goes!
Oh, down he goes! Down he goes! Okay, this is what we're talking about.
And a precision to add on it a little bit too late. Wait, what happened? OPs are gone. Compton taking out the OPs at the building. He is retaking control of the building with just 3.5 minutes left. Big spawn way off of the garrison. Once you got that building, it is just nearly impossible.
Well, it is, but it ain't over. That center push may come from 1st Marine Raiders.
I hope so. I hope so.
AT. Oh, AT rocket hit right. I just saw a leg.
Guys pushing. No one else on the point. Could not get there in time. And now we're right back to where we were. And Lux is down. I mean, just, gosh, dang. They're going to have to continue to grind. I mean, boom! They're laying it down. I mean, you do not want to be Esprit on the attack right now. Oh my gosh! Just body parts flying!
You know, and what you want to do with Artie sometimes, Art Lane, is be perfect.
Oh, my God.
There it goes again. That's exactly what I was saying
Oh,
right
my
there.
God.
Terrain deniability. They got that bridge zoned in. They have it pinged. They're getting rounds out as quick as possible.
Gosh, someone please play Sunday Bloody Sunday. I mean, my gosh.
You know what I want to see? I want to see either an FOC guy make it across this bridge, or
just like Rufus's dog up in the center. I mean,
there
Joe,
goes.
U.S.
Big
Ranger,
spawn,
and Barnes.
Artie just fell.
Look at this, another push across the river. Oh
They
my
made-
gosh!
There
Oh
goes
my
the
God!
intestine.
And look at this in the chat. I just want to shout out U.S. Ranger. We are suffering for you, Twitch. Amen.
Hey, those guys, they are playing one of the most important roles, and that's just getting thrown into the fray. You gotta commit to it.
Into the blender. That's a shot on the medium. Down it goes for FOC. Oh my God! And look at this in the chat. I just want to shout out U.S. Ranger. We are suffering for you, Twitch. Amen.
Hey, those guys, they are playing one of the most important roles, and that's just getting thrown into the fray. You gotta commit to it.
Into the blender. That's a shot on the medium. Down it goes for FOC. Medium down. All they got left now is the 76. Right here, 76. Up here, he's pushing now to the east side.
Oh, gotta get some AT on
got
that.
him.
Right. And get that pressure. And maybe that's the play too, right?
Yeah. And Chris, JT, and the boys are still
at there's
OP.
Chris. We love Chris. Hey, Chris, shout out.
Shout
Make
out
it
to
across,
Chris from
Christy.
the 75th OP there. I mean, oh, here we go. God dang!
Oh,
Bonzo,
Chris said,
go down
Chris
to
said, I'm
Chris.
waiting till that Artie comes in,
And
right?
down he goes.
Down
I mean,
he goes.
they are just...
It's hard to make it.
They are
Hard to
just
make it.
cannon fodder. But, I mean, but that's what you got to do, I think, if you're
You
a
gotta keep the pressure. You gotta keep the pressure.
That's a precision.
Incoming. Incoming.
Trying to identify where this comes in, Ben. Just a body. No, you know, they talked about they're slow to start, so they never win more than 3-2. Look at that tank
We
shot
may
of the
see
Puma.
something different.
Unbelievable AT shot. That must have been at least 200 meters away. Another one. Down
Inbound.
He goes. What a
Down he
crazy AT shot.
That's
ICF.
a sniper. Man, that's a sniper shot.
Incredible shot. And I build it gets one. Down he goes.
These
Lionheart
gunfights
won.
are everything. They're everything. Lionheart's got to take him out.
He gets him. Get on the point.
Did he go
Get
down?
the Garrison.
I just lost Lionheart. He's down.
He's down. There's no
Are
one
they
on
going
the
to push
point.
the Gary? Do they know the Gary's there?
I don't know, but they're not pushing it.
They're
not
going to
pushing
redline
it.
it here in a minute.
History
They gotta get a
Builder
little-
just spawned on his OP.
MG. They're watching it. They're watching the Gary with it. No, what is this guy doing?
MG pushing.
He sees it.
Maybe, I don't know. Are they waiting for a strike?
They're waiting for a spawn. What are the resources at right now? Bombing runs are going to be vital.
Tons of
Strafing
munitions.
runs.
That's a bombing
There
run.
it is.
That's
There
a
it
bombing run for ICF. Does he take out the Garrison? And that's done. But
No,
the Garrison is still up.
remains, and the MG went down for ICF right there.
But takes him out. And the 76, they have identified the
It is
position on the
big.
76. The
They're
commander has
pushing on
marked it.
Taking out supplies, too. Oh,
Yeah.
down he goes.
No, he's gone. He's gone. The Greyhound maintaining coverage, keeping
Good
infantry
standoff.
off the
Great
76's
standoff
back.
right there.
But they have identified the position on that tank, and only time will tell. There may be a precision. Can I get there
Here
in
it comes,
time?
here it comes.
Can he move it?
Oh, he's moving. He
Down
is.
he goes.
He goes. Down he
Precision.
goes.
Takes out the 76.
That precision strike, I mean, that has to hurt. That's almost like you're... oh!
But he gets down as well. Taken out as well. Look at this. Stewart pushing up. Right on the Tiger's ass! Oh my gosh! Look at this! Incredible! Takes him out!
Oh my god!
Takes him out!
Oh my gosh!
What?
Stewart!
The
Stewart just took out the Tiger.
I take back everything that I said. Everything that I said. I see I'm taking out the Tiger. Oh my gosh, broken arrow. If you're watching,
is that right now? Bombing runs are going to be vital.
Tons of munitions. That's a bombing run. That's a bombing run for ICF. Does he take out the Garrison? And that's not.
No,
the Garrison
remains, and the MG went down for ICF right there.
But there's still a squad leader left. Did not get the Garrison. That was their chance, man. And it's just the positioning of the Garrison is it just saved them. It saved them the identity run. They're not going to capitalize, but certainly going to make them sweat. Big infantry push. Big infantry push for Esprit.
33 minutes left.
A bombing run for FOC in return.
Danger close. Danger close. Get down. Oh!
The Lux is still up.
Oh my gosh, Artie just fell too.
FOC setting. You can do a bombing run. Will return the favor.
Lux is still up though. That Lux through this whole game.
It's the little Lux that could. The little Lux that could. Down he goes.
You know, he goes down, but he held for as long as he could.
That was a close moment. This is what I'm talking about. Moment. Two. Taken out as well. Look at this. Stewart pushing up. Right on the Tiger's ass. Oh my gosh. And we are live. Dog's Den back. Today we have a very special edition of the Dog's Den. I'm Sheepdog, and along with me, special guest commentator, returning commentator at that, my boy Wix. Wix, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic, dude. Dude, it is so exciting to be back. Last time I think that that we've done a stream, we did one friendly, but the rest has just been seasonals. Last time we streamed with you was seasonals, and oh man, it was an awesome match. We've also had you on as a sideline reporter, so dude, always a pleasure to cast with you, my man.
Yeah, it should be fun here today. No stakes here, just a bunch of fun and hopefully raising some money for a good cause. So really no way we can go wrong here.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's plenty of good players, don't get me wrong. There's guys from 10th Mountain, there's guys from ESPT, TL, Syndicate. I mean, you name it, the team, there's people from pretty much every team in Hell Let Loose. I think even WTH and DC will have some representatives in there as well. So it's going to be a good time. Before we get too far into this, I do want to bring in a special guest. This is the guy who has organized this entire shindig to support St. Jude's Hospital. So we're really excited to have KO on to talk about this entire charity match that he came up with. KO, thank you so much for joining us, my man.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's doing good, my man, doing good. We're so excited, so thankful that you gave us the opportunity to do this, and even more so just to kind of bring awareness and bring a stream for this cause, man. You know, just real quick, I wanted to talk to you about, you know, what was your inspiration? What was your thoughts for? I know you've done this before. You've done this one other time, but kind of talk about, you know, what gave you the idea for this?
Yeah, so back in July, we did July 1st, actually, we did another charity match, and that was for the International Committee of the Red Cross. And a bunch of different communities came together, and we played on Remagen for the meme. And it was really successful. It was a lot of fun, and we raised over $2,000. Even donors from outside of the Hell Let Loose community came together and supported the event. So I didn't want to, do it all the time, but I thought in the giving spirit of the holidays, and I got a couple suggestions to do St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which, if you don't know, is for children who have cancer. And so the charity is just for children who have cancer, anything like little eating at the hospital, from toys, anything that can just help ease their lives a little bit. So as of 5 minutes ago, we've already hit $860.
Dude, that's
So
freaking phenomenal, man. Freaking
hoping
phenomenal.
to knock it out of the park tonight.
Yeah,
it should be a good game.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for putting this on, man. It's just such a good cause. St. Jude's just an amazing organization. So we're so thankful that you put this together. And you've been in Hell Let Loose community for quite some time. You're a long time ESPT guy. Hopefully this is something that we keep going and keep doing, because I think it's a phenomenal thing. Let's talk about the Hell Let Loose match tonight. What are you expecting? What are you kind of looking forward to seeing? Obviously you guys decided to not do the meme map. You guys decided to do something a little bit different than Remagen. So can you give us a little bit of a sneak preview of the map tonight and the match?
Yeah, so tonight we're going to be doing St. Mary Glees, which was not so coincidentally also the final match of the Hell Let Loose seasonal. We have some ESPT players that want some revenge on some WTH players tonight, and so we might see some ESPT and WTH tankers facing off. And I wanted to do a map that everybody likes, everybody enjoys, and is also a pretty fairly balanced map, whether you're allies or Axis. So I'm hoping for a good 90-minute 3-2. I don't want to see any team rolled, because I think that wouldn't be as fun to watch. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I've balanced these sides.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you have, dude. I really do think it's going to go 3-2, but we're so excited to see how it is. KO, I know you got to get to it. Your match is about 15 minutes, and I know that this is your chance to play in it. I know that you streamed in cast last time, so thank you so much for putting this on, my man. It is really an honor, and just like he was talking about, St. Jude's is such an incredible cause. So we're going to put the link in the chat, so make sure you go and click, and we'll be bringing it up as we go as well, giving opportunities to donate to St. Jude's. So KO, thank you so much for joining us, my man.
Of course. Hey, just want to say we just hit $910, so
Amazing.
Keep it up, guys. Thank you so much for the support. We'll see you guys on the battlefield.
Thank you, KO. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's such an amazing thing. Wix, I don't know. Wix, why don't you talk about what you did something pretty phenomenal, like in my opinion at least. Talk about like kind of what you've done with Glows in terms of this charity match.
Yeah, so obviously this is a great cause that we wanted to support, and I just obviously, like KO mentioned, the giving spirit of the holidays. I put out the invite to all the people in our Glows community, all the members in our Glows community, and I told them to try and encourage people to sign up. That I'm going to be donating $2 per Glow member that appears in the match, and I think at least one other member was going to match that as well. So for
awesome.
every Glow person that you recognize out there, there's going to be at least $4. We'll see if maybe we can drum up someone else to match as well. And then the other thing too, I had an idea of just I like to play tanks in this game, and I like to watch the tank battle. So every tank death that comes from another tank that we catch on stream, I'll throw another $5 in for each of those, so we can all kind of cheer tank deaths together.
Heck yes, dude. I think that'll be phenomenal, especially given the fact that they're talking about like this. In some ways, it's gonna be a little bit of a revenge match, right? Like we got the WTH versus ESPT tankers. That's gonna be really exciting to see, especially given the fact that it was such a pivotal part of that final for seasonals between WTH and ESPT. So really exciting. Really looking forward to that. Well, obviously, we'll have to look at the tank battles as the match commences, especially on St. Mary Glaze. I think that we decided for the Dog's Den what we're going to do is, because Artie has become such a signature part of our cast, and hopefully there's some good Artie players. Hopefully there is. I'm assuming Artie is going to be involved with it. But for every time that I yell Artie, we're going to be donating $5 to St. Jude's. So be sure in the chat to keep track of that. You're more welcome to keep a counter on me if you what. I'm really curious to see how many times I'm going to say it, and there's probably going to be a direct correlation between the amount of times that I say Arnie/donate and if my voice goes out. So it's going to be really fun. Let's talk about the map, shall we? So St. Mary Glaze, classic map, right? Like, I mean, this is the map that they use for finals. It's one of the most commonly played, commonly used maps for comp. You know, what are the kind of the things that you look for on St. Mary Glaze? What are the first things that pop out to you, Wix?
Well, this is the quintessential, like, anti-meme map, right? Like, Remagen is the greatest meme in Hell Let Loose right now. SME is the opposite. It's, like, everybody knows it. It's kind of boring. You know, it's balanced. Like, right? Like, that's... I don't want to be I want to be crap talking the map, but like it's balanced. Like that's why people like to play it. That's why it was a seasonal final, because both sides felt like, you know, they could do well on that side. So it is a pretty balanced map. You know, dominated by the city in the middle. No matter what the point is, there's going to be fighting in the, you know, in the urban part at the center. And you know, if we're fortunate enough to get one of the edge midpoints, you know, there'll be some open ends on the sides for tanks too. So, you know, it's a map that has a little bit of everything. I mean, it's not a tank map. It's not really an infantry map. It's not a arty map. It's you know, everything map. Sometimes it depends on the points that you play. Sometimes it depends, you know, on the teams. But you know, really any facet of the game can have a huge impact on SME, and that's part of what contributes to making it so balanced.
For sure, man, for sure. And you know, there's a lot of great points that can be had on this map. I mean, obviously the classic is the chapel, right, in the center, town center. It's a classic to fight over. This was, I believe that was that the no, it was Hospice that was fought over in the final. So it wasn't Chapel, but Hospice is a great point too, to fight over. I mean, any of these midpoints is going to be a thriller, in my opinion. You say boring, I say, you know, like whenever it's balanced, in my opinion, it just it gives the best opportunity to have a fun match to watch, if that makes sense. You know, even if it is, you know, hopefully it doesn't go 5-0. Hopefully it's 3-2, and kind of a thriller. But and certainly I wouldn't think so, given the fact that, you know, when you're looking at the list of guys in there, we already mentioned teams like ESPT, WTH, but you also got guys from Chimera that are going to be in there as well. Syndicate, I'm seeing in there as well. We mentioned 10th Mountain. Some of the players, and I don't know if you're looking at the list of guys, but you know, I'm looking at it, and you know, guys that speak out to me. Obviously, KO is going to be playing. He's a good player. Fear Not is going to be commanding for the Axis side. I'm seeing guys like Crims is going to be on, and Covenant are going to be on the. Well, I guess this would be on the Axis side. I forgot that the map flip hasn't happened yet. But some guys that I recognize, at least Scrimshanks from Glows. You know, there's going to be some good players in this match. I don't know if any of the guys stick out to you, any, but
yeah, I mean, there's you know, pretty well-known competitive players on both sides. You know, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of you know, more casual side people mixed in there too. I know that KO was trying to make sure that it would be as balanced as possible. And, you know, we might even see some people that decide if the game's swinging one way or another, they might have license to kind of jump sides and try to help the side that's losing just to make it a better match. I know some people like to do that because of, one, the challenge, and two, you know, hey, we all want this to go as long as we can, you know, get as many people into chat as we can or watching the stream. And hey, if you're not able to play and you want to contribute, like we said, we'll be talking about it. We both kind of have our donations that we're going to have everybody root for. Feel free to make your own. If there's something that you find interesting, you know, every time you see a satchel go off, if you're a satchel player, hey, just make a note and mark it down and make the donation yourself. So, you know, you have something to root for, like fantasy football, or, you know, people like to bet on sports now. So whatever's going to help you enjoy it, if this is all for a good cause. So get creative.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a real quick break. Let's talk about, since we talked about it a little bit with KO, but let's go ahead and talk about St. Jude's and why it's such a good cause, man. St. Jude's Hospital, whenever you think of St. Jude's, the one thing is, you talked about childhood cancer, right? But this is an organization that receives 80% of their donations from public contributions from people like you and me. And the people that visit St. Jude's, that get medical care from St. Jude's, they never have a bill, whether that be for treatment, travel, housing, food. And not only that, one of the things that whenever you're looking at charities, especially for me, I'm a finance guy, so I always look at the dollar amount and make sure that, I have a tough time giving to a charity when, the CEO is making, $500 to $1 million or even more than that. But St. Jude's has the highest favorability of all nonprofits surveyed. They have the #1 net promoter score. They are just well renowned, not only in their treatment, but also in their research for childhood cancer. So this is such a good cause. I was so excited whenever KO told us that this is going to be the cause that they were going to be supporting. So really exciting that it's going to be St. Jude's that we're supporting. And I don't know if if you've ever donated to St. Jude's Wigs. For me, I typically do an annual contribution because, working in healthcare, man, like, St. Jude's is just such a good cause, man.
Yeah, I'm not a regular donor for St. Jude's, but I mean, obviously the reputation precedes them, right?
Absolutely.
It's a pretty universal organization that does a lot of great work, and you can't really argue against the cause of childhood cancer because it's something that nobody really wants to see anybody go through, much less the young people who haven't really had very, very much time with us to enjoy anything. And they're doing work to extend and improve the lives of young people, and that's, I mean, nobody's going to argue against that. So.
No. I mean, certainly not. So very excited that this is going to be the cause. Definitely excited. So one of the things I'll mention, I'll do a little bit of self promo. I don't know if it's really self promo perchance, but there's some guys in there. I saw that there's a couple guys running the clan tag VW50. That is according to our boy City. That is the Chinese group that we were talking about in our podcast. If you haven't checked it out, I'd encourage you. We have it on our YouTube channel, the Dogs Den YouTube channel. It is a podcast called Killed in Action. It was created by our good friend Half Royal, who's also going to be streaming after this. So I'm hoping we toss it to him. He's going to be spectating the Broken Arrow versus GBI friendly, which is going to be right after this. But he created a podcast, and the first guests on the podcast were you and City, and we are so happy and thankful that you guys were willing to join us. But there's some guys that we mentioned on that podcast you're going to be playing in this match tonight, so that's actually pretty cool to see.
Yeah, should be a lot of familiar names if you've been around the competitive scene for a little while. We'll try to get in on the best action, and you'll probably recognize a lot of the names. I don't know if what they're not seeing the game right now, but I'm just scrolling through looking, and I know I see a lot of people I recognize. So
yeah, I do too, man. I do too, and I think if you're watching this, you'll probably recognize the names too. And obviously, we'll have to keep an eye out for some of the guys that we love playing with. It's always exciting watching your friends play. So yeah, really exciting for this. We are still getting underway. I'm actually having a little bit of technical issues, but we will be getting this up and running pretty soon. I don't believe that the map flip has happened yet. So we are just waiting for that to go down for now.
Hey, before we start, can I ask a favor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we switch teams?
Yeah, for sure.
I want to be on the side with the Glow people. They're currently on Axis waiting to play on Allies. I don't know if that messes up any of your... I don't know if you had any specific side that you were planning
I
to
think
be
I
in.
had it set up for the Allies. So if you don't
Never mind
I'm
then.
so sorry about that. But
no, that's fine. I didn't think about that till now.
I didn't either. So we got
Keep track of my boys.
I know. We got some I'm not sure why my game crashed, but we got some new graphics and stuff, and I can't change it really quickly, but I'm super excited.
No, don't worry about it. That's not that big of a deal.
We're gonna be premiering it tonight, so I'm really excited for that. But yeah, man. Since we're here and since it hasn't started yet, I would love your thoughts on a couple of the changes that have happened for APL since the podcast came out, because we recorded that podcast probably about a week ago, I believe, and there's actually been a couple teams that have joined in the meantime. Teams like 3Para from Oceania. We haven't seen them in the APL or seasonals before, I don't believe, so that's going to be really exciting. They have joined, obviously, or also 173rd has joined the fray in APL. I don't know if you have any thoughts on either of those teams joining APL. I'd be curious what your thoughts are.
I don't really know either of them that well. I've played like with some 173rd guys, I think, and like things like Friday Night Fights and stuff a little bit, but not really enough to make any generalizations, except to say like, hey, it's great to have new teams participating in tournaments that maybe haven't before.
Yeah.
That's always great. It's great to see people coming in, and I'll be rooting for them to do well and have a lot of fun. So, maybe their interest grows and they continue to participate. 3Para, we actually played a match against them when I was with Helios in the Never Retreat, Never Surrender League. And
okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with that league.
No,
but that was
I'm
kind
not.
of I think 3Para was the ones that came up with it, or maybe I'm misattributing that, but sorry, they were talking to me in game.
No, you're good.
Just to say, that league was kind of like a Mimi kind of league where there was no like map ban like you see normally.
Yeah.
It was literally random chance determines what map you would play.
Dang.
And so, and it was just kind of to be fun, right? Like, and you could,
Sure.
there's a lot of rules where you could be flexible, but we ended up playing them on Ramagan Night.
Ramagan Night. Jeez.
And we got allies, and we ended up winning, but it was kind of a tough match for us, and it was a lot of fun. But 3Para has been around. They've done stuff like that, and they're nothing. They're not going to be pushed around, I don't think.
No, I wouldn't think so either. I think Broken Arrow, they were going to play against them. I think that league that you're talking about, is it still around? I got invited to that was actually that match that you were going to cast with me, Wix. That was going to be Broken Arrow versus 3Para, I believe, was that match. Was it?
Yes,
think so.
I think that's right.
Yeah, so it was going to be against 3Para. So just to get a chance to see 3Para, I'd be really curious. And again, truth be told, I don't necessarily, I can't say that I've watched a lot of 173rd. I don't know if they've really done a whole lot of competition before this. But that just makes it more exciting, right? When it's a team that not really necessarily experienced, or at the very least you haven't got to see them a lot. It's just a chance to make it a guessing game when it comes to APL, and so I'm really excited for that. Gaining some new teams, I think that gives a little bit of hope towards what we were talking about. Maybe possibly doing a majors and a minors. So that would be really exciting. The other big bit of news in the Hell Let Loose community is that the Hell Let Loose 18s competition that's been kind of a main staple of the game announced, Abinus and Froggers announced that they will not be running at least in the spring. At the earliest, they'll be running in the summer, which means that a league that not necessarily new, it's actually an old league, the Thursday Night League, is going to be opening back up for business. So a lot of European teams have already signed up for that 18v18 tournament. There are some North American teams that have signed up as well. I believe that Syndicate has signed up. I believe that Merciless has shown some interest as well. And they're talking about possibly setting up a North American group. I have no idea how the logistics of that will work. I don't know if you have any thoughts about 18s in general or the Thursday Night League at all.
I don't really know anything about the Thursday Night League, except that I just saw somebody posted a link and said, hey, if you're interested in playing 18s, you can join here. So I can't really say too much about it. I mean, 18s is a format. It's tough. I mean, like, I see what they're doing, and I admire all the people that put a lot of time and effort into, working the rules to try to make it, the best experience possible. It's just kind of unfortunate the way the game is. There's not a whole lot that really enables, I think, what could be really great about 18s. But if you're an infantry player and you're interested in, improving, I think there's a lot there for you. If you're a smaller team that maybe can't get into the 35s,
yeah,
I think it's great that there's something there for you. Playing 18s, I mean, I like to play infantry in this game. I'm not just a tanker, but it's tough, man, because I feel like when the point gets broken, and what I mean by that is like when people find the best place to put MGs and they know the best way to hold everything, and when it gets to that state, it's just extremely grueling to play.
It is. That's just the hard part about 18s, because I love the idea of 18s, because we have this constant dilemma with comp teams where, getting 35 to 50 people in any other esports, as big as the games are, is still kind of rough to get that many people. But Hell Let Loose does it, but there's still some teams that struggle to get 35s, and definitely teams that struggle to get 49s, and they end up having to borrow basically from other teams to make those matches work. I have some hope. I don't know if did you play the skirmish mode whenever it came out on the playtest environment? Did you get any chance to play with that at all?
I didn't actually, no.
It gives me a little bit of hope for 18s. I think that it's a really interesting mode. I only got the chance to play it just a little bit. But the idea of like playing over three center, the three center midpoints and reducing the size down in terms of players and actually having a mode that would allow to do smaller size engagements, I think that gives me a little bit of hope for it. Do I think it's the ultimate solution? No, I don't think so. And I think inevitably, funny enough, I saw there's a group that we've been associated with in the past. They used to be 10th Panzer, but now they're the old breed, I believe. Try not to get confused with the old guard. They're doing 12v12s right now. I just saw that they have a 12v12 scheduled for tonight against 505. So people are doing weird stuff. I don't know how the 12v12 works, but if that's just
in there was a European, I think, based 6v6 league.
Man,
I don't know if it's still going on, but pretty recently, I know I used to see people casting matches in 6v6.
Can you imagine like a 18v18 one life? Can you imagine that? Like, I think that'd be. I actually would be really interested in seeing
Give us objectives. Let us play like search and destroy.
Yeah, dude. Like, go blow up the truck, dude. Blow up the truck. I don't know. I'm trying to think of ways to spice it up. I don't know, man. But regardless, I still think that Hell Let Loose competitive is in good shape right now. Really curious to see. I mean, obviously, seasonals is the next thing on the horizon. It'll be really interesting to see how that goes. Funny enough, Matthews, who is the guy who runs APL, he's going to be in this match. So, may have to track him a little bit, but I think it's going to be a really fun time. And going back to this, go ahead. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Blake.
Sorry, before we move on, because there was one other bit of news about APL.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you mentioned it. Maybe you don't know this, but I am now staff on APL, so I just happened to see this. There was a new registration that you did mention that I think I saw this morning or maybe yesterday evening. It was Chad Stewart's Flare Gun Friends. In an alliance with BR1.
BR1. You know what's so funny is that I totally forgot about that, because so they did FNF last night, and shout out to Axe from BR1. He ended up casting FNF, but I forgot that they had this graphic at the end of their FNF, and it had BR1 and Chad Stewart flare guns on there, and I was like, yo, they're setting up, dude. They're setting up for APL. So another team. BR1 is an old team. And Chad, but they've been doing FNFs for quite some time. I think this is going to be Chad's first foray into something like this. So, again, we're really curious to see. Those partnerships are so difficult sometimes, you know, to figure out. But they play together in FNF, so at least they're starting with that. 20 seconds left into a map flip. We're getting real close to starting. So excited. One last time before we get started. Remember that this match is to support and promote St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. The link has been pinned if you want to go and donate. And, of course, Wix has already said that he's going to be donating $5 for every tank kill that we capture on screen. And then we will Dogson will be donating $5 for every RDL that will be yelling. So really excited, really looking forward to this. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to the screen, to the match. We are game on. And man, St. Mary Glace is the center. Cemetery and Crossroads for the Allies. Rue de Gambo and La Prairie for the Axis. Those are going to be the first and second points. And obviously, just like I mentioned, the very first one is going to be St. Mary Glace, that center point. I mean, is that kind of what you would have wanted, Wix, in terms of a midpoint? Do you have
no,
one that you would have had,
or
one or the other?
No. This is I mean, it'll be a fun game regardless. SME is a midpoint. I mean, man, it's tough. It's so tucked in there. It's so Allied favored. Any of the other ones I think would have been really interesting. We'll have a good game. I mean, the guys everybody's gonna find a way to make it a good game. So there's really nothing to worry about, I guess, from like an enjoyment of the game. But man, if you want to see tank battles, I don't know if this is the point you want to see, because the tanks are gonna get.
No, I mean
they're gonna have trouble getting there.
Dude, every time that I get this point as a tanker, I'm like, I try to be the guy who doesn't go up. You know what I'm saying? Like I do not want to go into town as a tank, dude. It's just freaking brutal, dude. Like it is not at all what I want it to be. But so I would, we may see some good tank engagements up in the center. I'm looking at the map. Well, I'm having a little bit of issues with my keyboard, so stand by. But I am seeing we have a medium rolling up for the Allies, a Stewart that's loaded up, no Greyhound loaded. No Greyhound, so I mean, it looks like right now for the U.S. side, they're running 2 tanks. I don't know about your side, but not looking tank heavy for this Allied side just to start off.
Yeah, I think they had kind of a sign up quota for armor. So if they only got 4 armor squads, ahead of time,
point. Yeah,
they probably just wanted to make sure that it wasn't, wildly one-sided. And really for this point, I mean, dedicating 6 people to armor's probably about, what you need. So it's 2 tanks on the Axis side here. The difference being that they forewent the use of the Luke's light tank and decided instead to go for the Puma. In addition to the Panzer IV, of course. So
yeah,
Luke's is I don't know, not a great tank, so it makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. So we are underway now. We see the truck running up for the center for the U.S., including a supply truck running up the center. It's really curious because this is not played at all like a comp match, but I kind of love that. Fear not, leaving the weight in a supply truck, trying to get up to that center point. Just load it up, 1 truck. I mean, I wouldn't think rocket snipes, right? Like, I think it's just, that's too sweaty for this, right? Like, I say that for a rocket. It's just been launched. It's way off target, but we are already rolling. No initial cap pressure yet. And there's been the drop-off for the U.S. on the east side. Rockets really close.
Probably concerned about artillery over there.
Yeah.
Maybe the truck crashed. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't blame them. There is Artie in place, so I do get to do my RDLs, and hopefully get some donations rolling. But it looks like the Allies are going to be the first on the scene. There goes the cap pressure going for the Allies, but now it's going back the way of the Axis. They just rolled that truck up closer, even though they were a little bit slower to the fight. But it looks like the U.S. are already going to get inside the church. That medium stationing up on that corner, on that intersection on that northeast side of the church. Couple of guys going down for the Allies. Jam Powell, our boy KO, who organized this in a conflict between Matthews. Guys, real close. Matthews goes down. And the cap pressure going back in favor of the Allies here.
We're about to see the two mediums face off here. If you look at the alley and the west side of the church, the Panzer IV is peeking right now.
Yep.
Medium was waiting for, Sherman was waiting for him. They trade shots.
And we got a shot. He rolled back, it looks like. So it looks like both of them are going to have to roll back and repair. Playing it really smart. We got Honey Badger in the WTH crew in the one tank. And in the Panzer IV, we got... Yep, the ESPT crew, just like KO was talking about, ESPT versus WTH tanks.
This is actually just like the, would have been just like the seasonal final, except I think the sides are reversed, right? WTH was Axis.
I think ESPT was the Allied side, I believe, in this. So, yeah, so it's going to be flipped.
The sides are reversed.
Yeah, so sides are reversed for this. Yep, absolutely. So that medium is back into position to take long shots on that Panzer IV. I'm not sure if that Panzer IV has moved yet. No, they are just holding position right now. And the Axis side now is starting to get cap progress back in favor. They've really taken up position. There's literally only one guy up in the tower, Alucard from Syndicate. And they've taken really good position. The Axis has taken really good position up on that north side. Not a whole lot of contact on that south side. A lot of Syndicate guys. I see Lecker in there. Scrimshanks, both guys far from Glows. It looks like they're getting back into the church, back into the cap sector. U.S. Ranger from ESPT and 75th. And we do got a sniper who has snuck his way into the building. Look at that truck just rolling in, confident, just rolling in. A solo, but it gets blown up by an 18 rocket by U.S. Ranger. And they're already now starting to rain on the south side.
Yeah, it's what makes this point kind of interesting is obviously it's slanted way to the Allies' side. And the Allies have the easier way to get into the church, and that's what a lot of times, or at least right now, is what's kind of swinging the balance. If you look at the actual control for Axis, is way greater, but the thing they haven't been able to get control of so far is the church, and that extra boost you get from hardpoint weight is what's swinging it to keep this going in the Allies' favor. Even though the Axis have really made great progress in all areas around the church.
Yeah, and you could see if you look at it from a bird's eye view, you know, they're way expanded. They have good map control, just like you were talking about. Was that a tank that just went down? It looks like
Panzer IV that went down at the hands of the medium Sherman, and that's a $5 donation to St. Jude.
That's WTH.
Light-sized.
And another tank, I'm just gonna follow away. Another tank goes down. Another $5. That's the WTH led Stewart that just went down. So another $5 donation. I believe I've said Artie a couple times at least. And you can see that Artie is just hitting hard on the east side of the church for the Axis. Really close. The medium is still up. Honey Badger just still maintaining control on that northeast side. I just heard a truck just went down. Not a tank. Not another donation just yet. I'm really curious if they knew that donations would come if you know, the more tank kills. Would they play a little bit more aggressive, I wonder? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, okay. I don't know if this is going to throw you know, throw anything one way or another. Honey Badger is aware.
Okay.
But you know, I think their immense pride is going to really stop them from just diving tanks repeatedly. So.
And that's going to be in favor of the Allies. So the Allies just take the point. And that's a point taken for the Allies. So now they have control over the church. They're actually getting caught progress already on 4th point. A little unexpected to be taking cap progress this early, but it looks like it's literally just Proc's cap, and a Puma is rolling back. They're trying to get some guys back on the point, and just like that, yep, they just stopped the progress. You can see Misto is the only one in that sector. They're not exactly fighting for the 4th point, which I would think in a charity match that would not be the case necessarily. So
this is a classic Misto Burger Mito play. He's a glow guy. You'll see him. He's always going to be AT, and he's going to be in the middle of nowhere waiting for your tanks.
Well, he's got conflict. Josh the Doc, my boy from Wolfpack, right outside the building, but I don't know if they know about each other. And he's just going to hold his ground. Misto running away, so they were just unaware of each other's presence. We're going to go back and look at what's happening on the church right now. It looks like the Allies have gotten solid control. The medium, our boy Honey Badger in the tank, who is aware of the parlay, just rolling around in the center, waiting for that next tank. We did see a Puma for the Axis rolling back to 2nd point. At some point, I would think he would come back into the fight. It's really interesting too, Wix. You know, we don't get to see a whole lot of the smaller tanks in matches like this, so it's really kind of fun to see, you know, Stewart's running about, Puma's running about. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, like you said, in comp matches, you go right for the heavies and everything. So, you know, just 2 crews though, so I'm sure they're gonna probably want to eventually get there. But
for sure,
you know, early game, fuel hasn't been kind of banked yet. You know, we'll see some small tanks and hopefully some crazy plays. I think some of the funnest moments you see in comp is when there's smaller tanks involved.
Yeah.
You know, a Stewart coming up and killing a tiger from behind or whatnot. Yeah, they're really the what creates a lot of really fun moments, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So that medium for Honey Badger, he is rolling south, so there will be no tanks, as far as I know. No tanks. It looks like they're doing a muni drop. Yeah, they just did a muni drop on the church. There we go. So a 76 is now rolled in. A WTH 76 is now rolled into the church. So Honey Badger is going to move in with his medium up on the south side. I did lose track of him just for a split moment. They have spotted the Panther, so they are communicating. They have spotted the Panther, and you can see it way out there in the distance. They have been marked. The Puma as well up on the south side, but he's rolling to play. We may start seeing some contact here between Honey Badger and that Panther for the Axis side.
I want to make sure we give credit where it's due. That is not Honey Badger's tank.
It's not?
If you look closely, Honey Badger is driving. He is not the tank commander. The tank commander is Prime, who's normally the gunner. Bite Size, the driver, who's a terrible gunner, is actually gunning the tank. And Honey Badger's driving, so...
Oh, so they changing it up a little bit, rotating. Oh, but they may have a shot on that Puma. Is out the distance. I'm not sure if they saw it or not. They did stop. They did stop. I'm not sure if they saw it. That Panther is moving southbound towards the medium.
They're definitely aware that Puma's there. They're just... Well, actually, maybe not, because the gun's not even looking at the Puma.
No, it's looking at the Panther. I'm curious if they're going to take a shot here. Really interesting to see. Yeah, they shot, but they missed.
Took a blind shot.
But the Panther misses as well. And Honey Badger in the driver's seat, gonna drive away. Another missed shot, but on the run. Kind of a hard shot. Looks like Fort just took out the Puma. So that's gonna be another $5 that Wix is gonna be donating.
I might not have thought this all the way through.
No, it's a good cause, dude. It's a good cause.
They're going to be eating peanut butter and pickle sandwiches for months.
Well, the casters for today are Wix and Sheepdog, so we appreciate you joining us. And for this match, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about, just real quickly, we're going to talk about the cause that we're going to be supporting. St. Jude's Hospital, 80% survival rates from 20% about 60 years ago. They do so much and for children with cancer, and the best part yet is that none of the people receiving treatment will have to ever pay a dime for treatment, food, travel, nothing. So please go ahead and support. The link is in the description, in the comment section. Please go ahead and please consider donating to St. Jude's Hospital. I've gone back to the midpoint. We're seeing a big push on this northeast side, led by KO and Twin City Shredder. Down goes, he just got a two-piece up on that northeast side of the church, and they're starting to roll in a little bit. Cat Progress going into favor of the Axis. And I do hear the tank, the 76 is having to roll back a little bit. And that one zombie is an engineer. I'm not sure if he has a satchel or if he's going to go for it.
So real quick, just while you were capturing the midpoint, I'll just mention, so we get it on stream, because I did witness it. I have to. Okay. Full disclosure, the medium Sherman killed the Panther.
No way. I missed that?
So
oh my gosh.
I shit talk bite size on the gun, and then he goes and kills a Panther. So that's 4. We're up to 4 now.
Oh
so
my gosh. Well, there's a satchel going on the 76. I don't think they know. They didn't react at all. It is on the rear right wheel of the 76. We may have our 6th armor kill yet, and there's a bombing run. That's a beautiful bombing run, but it literally missed everyone. It was great positioning. I just think the guys were up in the buildings, so the Allies. But there's Cap Progress in favor. It's a cap race. A cap race between the Axis and the Allies. Cap Progress just been stopped, and the Allies are getting Cap Progress back in favor. There goes the 76. I believe that's tank kill number 6.
I think it's 5. I don't know if Drum
5.
Keep it
Okay,
correct.
5.
I think we're on 5.
5. Okay, you got it.
Please think about children.
Bombing run airhead combo. They've spotted it. At the very least, they know now the airhead is in there. Confident, the only one near it. Josh the Doc as well. Can Josh get on it? I'm not sure if he saw it. He's running into the church. The airhead is still up. Oh, this may be brutal. Literally, there's Dread taking him out.
I'm not sure if they know or if they intentionally chose to do it differently.
They may have.
A quick note: you can drop airheads through the steeple of this church.
Really?
And they land inside the church. Yes, you could. They just glitches right through the roof.
What a brutal shot on that east side, and I did not know that, by the way, on that steeple. The Artie is just rain in hell on that east side, and the funny part about it, it's Axis. They're literally they're on their strong side, launching Artie shots up on that east side. Cat Progress, hard to tell. There is a spawn wave off of the airhead. 5 guys, including Confident, Windman Repellent, Pollo Loco. Fear not, the commander just went down. And now the Axis are getting Cap favor back. The airhead still up for the Axis. And Burger laying down. I really like this MG position for Burger. Laying down hate down the streets so he can cover the airhead. Beautiful. Beautiful strat. They have control of the church. Another big spawn wave by the Axis. And Artie may not be enough. Command just made a mark for Artie. But it's not going to be enough. They have control of the church. And unless the Allies get
back, there's no amount of soft cap you can have that's going to overcome the 15 people inside the church right now.
And they just did a flop. I don't know if they saw it or not. They had a couple of guys run right past it, but just couldn't identify it. I mean, they marked it as a garrison, which was the funny part.
Yeah,
really
you could have at least maybe had Artie come down.
I know.
Right on it if it was identified.
They called an Artie bark, but it was a little bit too late. That Artie was launching on the east side of the church for the Allied side, and there it goes. There it goes. That is a cap in favor of the Axis right there. So that is going to be an Axis cap there. So we still got an hour and 11 minutes left. But huge presence on the church. I haven't even looked at my map yet. It just doesn't feel like it. You can see that flare up. There is one garrison for the Allies on Cemetery. Oh, 76 is rolling up. A WTH 76 rolling up east of Cemetery right now. And fear not, scrambling a little bit to get some Gary spawns up. He just did a supply drop on that northeast side right now. And they're flaring up. I mean, really all it tells you is they got control of that church. Artie can rain down all his ones, but I don't think you could hit with Artie shots through the church. You just saw it land. Artie just all over the place.
Yeah, it's they definitely gotta see some a reset here from the Allies side. They're kind of on the back foot for sure with the lack of spawns at the time of the cap, but
yeah,
they still have a lot of control here in the south, and Cemetery is not really threatened quite yet.
No.
Got to get some spawns up and reset that line.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to try to take a look, see if I can find our boys. They must have gone down in that medium, but we didn't catch it, obviously, on stream. They are currently in a light tank and a Stewie northwest of Crossroads. We'll be curious to see when they get up into the fight. They did identify a garrison. I mean, they just pinged it right on top. The Allies have identified a garrison up on the southwest side of the town. One man surrounded by 5 other Axis guys. They are not going to get it, but they do have identified the location of that garrison. Chimera Centurion pushing through here on the south side. It looks like the Allies are a little bit danger of losing control of the south side of St. Mary Glace at this point.
Yeah, these city fights end up being yard to yard to yard to yard to try to get ground. And once you really get expelled from the city, which hasn't quite happened for the Allies, it's kind of tough to get your claws back in there and kind of get a base to gain ground from. So they got to struggle to keep the OPs up and not have to kind of run across these open fields to try to get back in the city. That's going to be key to, you know, hanging on and keeping the dream of retaking church alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see here Oreo Centurion and Pollo Loco pushing through and gaining control of that south side. It is brutal. It's absolutely brutal fighting, just like Wix was talking about, fighting through those short, close engagements. The 76 is now in play on the southeast side of the church, just holding it down on that intersection. But
yeah, and there's a Panther southeast of well, straight south of Cemetery. Just would have got called out by Fear Not driving a transport truck.
It just did.
But if you look in G7, that's where you got a Panther coming up. Probably not going to surprise anybody now, but on a naked flank here, no support to be found.
Well, the funny part is he's got a garrison that's just within view. He tried to shoot it, so they've identified the garrison that is south of Cemetery now, and it looks like they'll be able to. I'm just waiting for them to take it out here, see if they get a shot. They're having to shoot over those fences. Just, you know, one of the physics things that we talked about, and just like that, the garrison has been removed on the southwest side of Cemetery. Tank was marked, but the Stewart, there is a Stewart in play. Honey Badger, Prime, and Bite Size are in contact. I don't know if they're necessarily aware of this Panther that's due south of them, basically. The Stewart starting to move a little bit. Oh, here we go. He's starting to go south now. Panther is rolling west.
Progress as well on SME.
Yeah.
The Allies have infiltrated the church, which really turns out to be so important because of its status as the lone structure in the hard cap. They have good presence in the church, and the cap.
Oh, they've identified it. They've identified the tank on this south side. We're gonna see a Stewie take on a Panther here. See if we get another $5 for our good cause. St. Jude's Research Hospital. Look at this. Can he get underneath it? He's turning. Honey Badger trying to get around it. He just deflected, but the Panther missed. Not good. Oh, but he turned too far.
Let's see some funky driving, Honey Badger. Come on.
And he's gonna have
behind him.
Yeah, got behind him right here. He's got to get the. Oh,
and
what is Honey Badger?
A smoke grenade. Honey Badger's probably pissed.
Oh my gosh! And they just lost sight. What a play! just a quick little thing, and the Panther rolling around. Oh my gosh, just ran into it. Got a shot. There's a second shot. The 76
is coming in too.
He got into play. Unbelievable. Little bit of funky.
He's had enough now.
Honey Badger wants it, man. Oh, and they just missed a shot. More misses than hits, unfortunately. Oh, but he's getting around him here. Oh, and the Allies have a satchel man, Lieutenant Dan's legs. Maybe he could distract him enough. I'm not sure. Oh, he just took out the squad leader.
The infantry just blocked a shot on the tank.
Yes, he did.
There's
Another
a cat
hit
going on, but this is actually way more hilarious.
Oh, this is hilarious. And down it goes. It got a third shot from the south side. I'm not sure.
It was the 76 killed it. 76 killed it.
Yeah, there you go. So, and you can hear. Is it? Oh, it's a glitch. I thought they were just firing their coax in praise and celebration. So 76 rolling back in. I mean, we had to catch that. Had to catch that. That was beautiful to watch. Already shots rated down on the east side. They had cap progress, not anymore. One guy in the church, a fart from close. Up in the church. That's a tank shot on the building on the east side. Is that a, yep. That is a PZ4 relic in the ESPT crew. But I believe that the 76 is about to roll in and get another shot on this PZ4. I'm sorry, there's just a lot of... Oh, but the PZ4 got the first shot on the 76. But down goes the PZ4. But cap progress getting back in favor now. Now with that PZ4 down, they are starting to get cap progress. Not a whole lot of guys in the sector. It is literally just Fart and then another squad leader, BC Finest, for the Allies, but they are starting to get cap progress. And the question is, can the Axis collapse quick enough to get back in favor?
It's kind of interesting looking at the above view now. There's no real coherent kind of battle line. There's just a mix
there was a
of
satchel.
blue and red.
There must have been a satchel. The 76 is down. Wiggs, you're going to have to be paying up big time, my man. We just caught another tank go down on stream.
I know we're here for the St. Jude's children, but we got to think about my children.
Oh my gosh, Muni dropped.
I don't actually have kids. So.
That's fair enough. There's a satchel that just got, or a stereo Stewie that just got hit. Honey Badger having to back up to the church, but they are going to continue to get cap progress in favor. KPM goes down, trying to save Wicks a little bit of money. And the Artie just really close Artie. Not really near anyone. They did take out the Muni drop that dropped on the roof of a building. Not a whole lot of targets there on that southwest side. Oh, an engineer.
Oh.
Prime. Keeping his tank alive. Took out an engineer. And now they're going to repair up in the middle of the open on the south side. Prime and Honey Badger. They're going to do a dual repair here. And look at that flood in from the Allies.
Looking very good for the Allies.
Yes. And Crims goes down. Covenant on the north side gets Aldo Rain. But he goes down as well. And unfortunately not able to double up or triple up. Unfortunately, it's just kind of a 1-for-1. Unfortunately, the Allies have the majority. They have the people that they need to take this point. And I don't think is going to be a cap in favor of the Allies. Kind of a back and forth affair. And it hasn't even been 30 minutes into this match. And there we go. Cap progress in favor. So the Allies are going to take third point with that.
Axis are in a good position to kind of reset here and not really lose a ton of ground. I mean, in some ways, who holds the midpoint? Not, for at least on the Axis side, I'd say. Not that big of a deal if they get the OPs back down. Yeah. They still have a lot of control. They'll be able to put pressure immediately back right on the point if they handle this reset well.
Yeah. So you just dropped supplies on the southwest side for the Axis to try to set up another blue line garrison going into the town. Honey Badger and his boys driving right past it. Looks like they're going to go to 4th. I guess they're saying screw 3rd. We're going to go put some pressure on. Unless they've identified a tank. I don't think they have identified a tank up on the southwest side. They're just going to roll in. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. We got a couple of Syndicate guys and then Freezing Taz from ESPT. There is a sniper up in the 4th point. But just like that, as soon as they push off, Cap Progress back in favor of the Axis. They got some guys for the Allies that are rushing in, but they got Crimson Covenant Paradox running into the church, but down they go. I'm not sure who took them out, but good shots off across the middle of the open. So not in favor of the Axis just yet. And there's an already shot up on the north side as well. I mean, the already shot's just, oh. They're just going to continue to range shots. There's another 76 who's just rolled in. Clover, Rayan, and Bino. Kind of a mixed crew right there. WTH and where's Bino from? I can't remember, but
looks like 10th Mountain.
10th Mountain, so a little bit of combo. I like it. A little bit of teamwork there. Unconventional team right there.
Yeah, Bino is 10th.
10th, there you go. A pretty good push by the Axis up on that northwest side of the church. One guy for the Axis, one guy for the Allies in the church as it stands right now. Cap Progress going back in favor of the Allies. 76 getting shelled by Artie. You know, with these physics now in the game, man, I always worry now that a 76 could get taken out by that Artie. You know, it's rare, but it can happen. Paradox running up with a satchel from the inside of the church. Goes down, Artie! I don't think the Artie took him out.
He got shot right before the Artie
Yeah, I thought
landed.
that's what the case was, but just for the good measure. And that 76 was unaware. Got very lucky there. So they're going to maintain pressure. I'm going to go back. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Let's kind of get a visual. We're seeing, you know, some of these guys push it out on the... No, that's a Lux that's driving in up on that north side. I didn't even know you could sneak in there, that little alleyway, but he's going to come down on the street. Our boys in the ESPT, I guess they've run out of... I don't know what their fuel situation is like. They're about to get stuck here. 2 satchels! Relic gets out! Shoots one! Sasquatch still up! Avoids the shot from WTH! There is an 18 shot on that Lux! He's on top of the tank, but down he goes! They're gonna barely make it out of there alive! Almost got stuck! Oh, and he hit that wall wrong!
And Dave coming with the rockets.
Got a second hit, but man, the light tanks are a sturdy breed. And data transfer goes down. Scrimshank's on top of the building, but no 18 near. The Lux is hurt. He's going to keep him from repairing. No Relic just got out.
Where's he going?
I don't know. Is he going to engage? He just ran out of the tank and just abandoned his boys. Oh, he just ran on top behind Scrimshanks. But he goes down!
Whoa!
Oh, and this tank is just... I mean, he drove in this alleyway. It was you know, it's a little bit of a shortcut, I guess, but now he's kind of stuck.
He's trying to back out the gate, but there's no spotter to tell him where to go. He might have it this time.
He got
though.
it!
There
What
you go.
driving? Mars Rover. Beautiful driving.
There.
He's going to get out and help maybe
Backup
survive.
camera active.
I know. Have you ever driven a Ford F-150 with backup camera? But oh my gosh! But he's just surrounded by 18. Just took out his own boy with the satchel. Data, no! Oh my gosh!
Classic troll play to kill your friendly satcheler with the rocket.
It's just
from the
brutal.
side of the tank. You can't even kill.
Yeah,
the
I know.
tank
You
from.
couldn't even hit it if you wanted to. Those Luxes, sturdy, fart. Get an 18 shot. I mean, they're in bad shape.
Disabled engine.
Yeah. Mars Rover gonna get
Mars
out.
Rover's
He's gonna try to
come.
hold it down. He survived. You get a little bit of revenge, but his tank goes down. Mars Rover surrounded. Oh, they don't even know. They don't even know! Mars rover, oh, he got shots! Couldn't get down, he goes, oh my gosh, until he goes down, I gotta follow, he finally goes down. And the Allies now getting control of that north side of St. Mary Glace. Not really much of a push by the Axis up on that south side. I mean, they're kind of pushed back at this point. Not sure, I mean, it may be a spawn issue or what, but the Allies are kind of pushing out of the town now. Which was difficult for them at first, but with 55 minutes left, they're starting to push out a little bit here. I mean, it looks like a great, I don't know about you, Wix, it looks like a great line to me for the Allies. They push all the way north, but they're losing guys up north. Nope, that's just my not being able to see that far away. They have a really good line.
Yeah, they've really done a great job kind of clearing them away and giving themselves a buffer around the church of safe area. Really better than Axis was ever able to do when they controlled the church.
Yeah.
So when I look at my screen and I see there's not a lot of blue very close to the church, it'd be the reds on your screen, the opposite, of course. But,
now, there is a little bit of a push on that south side. KPM, Women Repellent, a 76 up on the southeast side near Cemetery. I mean, they're getting a push. They're kind of sneaking behind them. I just saw, just for a split second, a contested point.
I think we're seeing now for the first time, at least on the Axis side, 2 heavy tanks up at the same time. 2 Tigers, both of them in the south.
Okay.
Making their way up here. So we'll see what they can do with 2 heavy tanks.
Yeah. Well, they ran that. They unfortunately got that Lux destroyed up on the north side. Not without a fight, though. Yeah, well, one of them's a Panther. I bet you said that, but you know, I could see this Panther driving up on that south side, just took out Rusty. I don't know who's in that tank. They just marked it, though. Flynn, Ryder, overtime, and then Cody Mooney, sorry. We got to get the names in here. We're going to take a split second. We're going to talk about the cause that we are supporting for this match, which, of course, is St. Jude's Research Hospital. St. Jude's, families who get care from St. Jude's, they don't pay a dime for treatment, travel, housing, or food. And that's because of contributions like yours. We have the link in the description. Please consider supporting St. Jude's Research Hospital. It's such a good cause. It's a non-profit, and they do so much work, not just in the care of children, but also in the research, especially in the oncology department. So we hope that you would consider supporting. And just like that, just as I go to my message, we got cap progress in. Well, it was in favor. Now they've collapsed back in for the Allies, so they've kind of solidified it back. And the 76 driven by Honey Badger and the WTH crew now just holding up on that point. There is a track shot on Honey Badger 76. Sorry, Prime 76.
Prime 76.
Prime. I'm so used to Honey Badger, you know, being that guy. You know, that wasn't a track hit. That was a hole hit, I believe, on that right side of the tank. But
just want to mention real quick too, I have pulled up the stats for the server. We'll hit the top few killers: Freezing Taz 41, Confident 41, Cooler, who I know is on artillery for the Axis, is at 39, Pollo Loco 37, and Formal Hout something is 34.
I mean, and you know, if I had to guess, I would have thought that you said Freezing Taz #1, right? Freezing Taz. So he said, yeah.
Freezing Taz and Confident tied right now at 42.
Well, Freezing Taz, you can see he's on that west side. He's on a roof. Look at, I didn't know you get on that roof. Freezing Taz getting a little bit cheeky there. We see you getting those kills. And Confident on that Axis side, we saw him playing earlier, making good pushes up in the church. He's got it in the grind zone on the attack. Just where he'd want to be, I would think. Recently changed over from TL to Syndicate. That's a great pickup for that Syndicate crew. We got some contact here on the south side. Simple Jack and Bert going up against Puddles, Ace of Spades, and Dangsky.
I'll tell you what, just looking at this top 10 kill list, I see ESBT, Syndicate, I see Sergeant Moist Fist from 10th, and among those, in number 6 right now, 33 kills, sorry, Fart, who is not a competitive player.
Glow.
He's a Glow member. He plays, he's played in some of the Glow scrims with us, but among the ESPTs and the Syndicates and the 10th Mountain sits Fart.
Shout out to Fart for getting those kills. We've seen him. I think he's running AT too. I've seen him get some AT shots. So
yeah, we saw him kill that Luke's.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think he was the one either who killed his own dude. So that's another plus right there. He didn't shoot his own satchel dude. So, and there's a good amount of pressure here. Kind of a developing situation up on the south side. I'll steal that from Jimbo. But we got some guys up in the south side for the Axis. Kind of a push. Another AT shot Smurf from Syndicate. I think he got a track shot, and Prime is out repairing his tank. Gets another hit. And they just won't let this WTH tank rest up on this point. Good pressure on the south side. We see some guys from the Axis as well trying to put a little bit of backline pressure. That one zombie getting some kills here. He's really close to the garrison as well. He's on it. Can he get it in time? Oh my gosh. Nope. MG'd by Beowulf up on that east side. And they just have identified, the allies have identified that Panther driving up on the south side. I know you were taking a look at it, Wicks. He's driving out. I mean, is it a track shot that it's where he's hurting? It looks like a track shot. So,
I imagine. I have a feeling they wouldn't be continuing to advance here if it was damage to the hull. Although they are turning back now.
Now, what I would say, what I really like here, you know, one of the things that we talked about in the podcast, the Killed in Action podcast, we mentioned it briefly, is that, you know, ESPT tanks, for the most part, tend to stay back, right? They tend to play a little bit more reserved. Glad to see an ESPT tank that is playing, you know, they literally watching them go for infantry kills here, you know, making tight turns, moving a bunch, and he just got visual of the 76 that's on the southeast side. Not sure if he's going to get a hit or not here. He saw him. Not sure if he got a chance to engage.
The 76 is gun off the back right now, not really looking for the Panther.
Oh, and he just got hit too.
He's fortunate that wasn't an engine shot. I think that hit the turret.
Yeah, turret shot.
It did hit the turret.
Turret shot.
There was a brief moment where the rear end of the 76 was exposed. And if you hit that in the right spot, you can disable the engine, render it completely immobile.
Oh, but he did. Then he just got hit. The Panther just got hit way
the
far away.
76 is peeking from the church square. I think that's bye-bye to the
Panther. Oh,
Panther.
there it goes. The Panther goes down. Another Panther rolling up. He's got to know, right? And now he's going to play this a little bit. Who's in the tank? Flynn Ryder, Cody Mooney's tank is going to roll up. They're going to roll a little bit off to the side here. Oh, it's a tight spot. Oh, tough spot to be in.
Is not a good place to be.
No. I don't blame them for trying to make that move, but I mean, now you got to back up, unfortunately. That tank. Oh, no. Okay. I thought it was an engineer for the Allies rolling up on. Oh, my gosh. Oh, just brutal. I wish I could hear the proc. I wish they were doing proc chat right now. I could hear.
Did anyone in chat pledge any donations for stuck tanks?
Can we get a counter? Like, what, $25 for every stuck tank? I think that'd be a great cause right there. Man, just stuck. 76 got to be up in the fight now. So, there's a solo with an AT. I don't know if they got. What happened here. I'm having some technical difficulties as well. So, stand by. There we go. We're back in the action here. He's hurt, and he's got an AT guy in his rear. He's soloing this 76 up on the southeast side near Gus Kit. So I bet he's out of rounds.
Back.
Yeah, Bino. Oh my gosh. Doesn't even know.
Look left. Look left.
Oh, he goes. And Raynar, the only man left in this tank, in this comp tank between WTH and 10th Mountain. And just absolutely
the
brutal.
closest tank that could go over there and finish him off is currently stuck in a garden gate.
He's still stuck, isn't he?
Crossroads.
Still stuck.
Or checkpoint.
Yo, can we get maybe someone would be willing to donate $1 for every minute this tank is stuck? It may be a bit. And just as I say that, Cat Progress, and oh my gosh, just a developing situation. We were talking about this earlier, them coming up from the south. They have now taken the church. The Axis have taken the church on St. Mary Glaze. Big stuff here. Cat Progress going to be in favor. And I don't think that the Allies are going to get back in time. It's going to be really, I mean, it's going to be a tough spot for them, especially given the fact that the Axis now have people on the east side. They may have taken out that garrison that was over here early. No, it is still there. So they still got a garrison, a blue, I believe that is a blue line garrison. We'll take a look here. No! Oh my god. Oh yeah, it's a blue line. Okay, so blue line garrison on the east side. Still deployable, but no one's deploying on it just yet. It may just be too late. Allies rushing up on the south side. Have not seen, there we go, an Artie shot up on the south side. I was just about to say I haven't seen Artie in a long time. Just nowhere near, unfortunately. Tough part about playing Artie on this specific point, you can't launch Artie rounds on church because you're not going to get any kills. You may be able to get kills as guys come in, but that's about it. So they're shelling the south side of the town. Oh, I just saw something go down. The Puma has just gone down up on the west side, the southwest side. That is a Axis Puma.
That was KO solo. Driving the Puma. I think that's number 9 for me now.
Oh my gosh, Wix. I may have to contribute to your cause a little bit, help you out a little bit, because gosh dang. And they're going to take the church, and that's it. The Axis are going to take possession of that point. So it is a Axis point right there.
Hey, you see this weird kind of mix here where the Allies, whose base is on the east, now hold the west side of the church. Like they flipped sides basically.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of guys collapsing now. I mean, it's a little bit too late for the cap, but I mean, just for a split second, right after the cap, we did see Cat Progress go back in favor. Misto Burger Mito just put in the comments they are going to rush Cemetery. So they may, they may be concerned. It's just exactly like you're talking about with basically kind of the flip of position, which may catch, I mean, it could go either way. This is kind of a gamble on both sides. Leaving the front door open for the Axis to come into Cemetery. They're going to push it a bit. They got some guys on the point, but Cat Progress back in favor for the Allies. So they leave the front door open for the Allies. It's kind of 2 front doors open, basically.
Just a quick update on the tanks in the south. It looks like the tank crew from that stranded 76 went and brought a Greyhound up. It seems they killed Gusket and they've taken control of their tank back.
Okay.
The Panther, for their part, is still stuck in that gate.
And they're in it, too. Like, they haven't even left. They just keep... Is this 76 gonna... Or, sorry, not 76. Is this Panther gonna try and push him? I mean, I don't know what you do in this situation. Abandon?
I mean, if you could push it back. I mean, you got to come in from the right side, straighten it back out in that gate, and then back it up and just go out another way.
Well, I don't think this tank is exactly looking to help their boys out. Relic, Tendo, and Mars are just going to station up.
Well, the worst thing would be if in the process of trying to unstuck that tank, the good Panther dies, right? So they got to be careful. I'm sure they want to help out their teammates, but it's not quite that simple. Yeah,
and now we got Cat Progress back in favor for the Allies. 10th WTH taking up position in the church now. Tuna Salad, my boy from Wolfpack, the only boy up in there. And I gotta turn clipping. I'm so sorry, I gotta turn clipping on so I can freaking see what's happening in the church. I want to see my boy Tuna, see if he can hold it up.
I was trying to look through the, I don't know what the official name is, the glory hole?
The
The little circle.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
In the bottom.
Yeah, I see it. I'm looking at it right here. I know where you can kind of see into the bottom of the church, right? But he's just kind of holding
there
up.
are some people walking by. He could shoot down there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He maybe is content to just provide some cap weight.
Yeah, exactly. But and they just in the nick of time. Allies were really close to taking it back. They may have just done a reinforcing just with a couple of guys. May have gotten reinforced back onto the point. Oh, and my boy Tuna, poor Tuna, going down in the point.
Reinforce is down, but it's a minute old now, so it's halfway through.
Yeah, and there's plenty of guys in this church now. Plenty of guys up in the church. Still, but look at this push by the Axis coming in from the east side. This is exactly what we're talking about. I've never seen this before as much. They got the tank out, didn't they? I just saw that on your screen, Wiggs. They pushed about. Gosh, they just in the nick of time.
276 is south side of cemetery, and then 2 Panthers at checkpoint. So they're both kind of coupled up right now, probably looking for each other.
Yeah, convoying a little bit. Don't blame them. So these 76s are going to roll up north of cemetery here. You can see them both. You can see them out in the distance. Those Panthers moving on the road, almost parallel to each other. Really interesting to see. The 76 is just coming up in the nick of time as the Axis take back control of the church from the east side, which is crazy. They just took, is that a garrison? They just took out a garrison up on that southeast side of the church, which is probably where they're deploying from. Basically, they had set up a blue line, a really aggressive blue line garrison for the Axis, literally on the border edge of cemetery. And they're coupled up here, but they have marked the tanks, so the Allies are aware of somewhat where these Panthers are, and I could see that Panther just drove up and is now inside of the church. What? The Panther almost tipping over a bit.
Realistic physics.
He's got to be careful at this point, man. He's just having the toughest time driving. Lots of tough driving, and they have marked this tank.
Potentially gonna have a very bad time.
Oh, I know.
If
well,
he moves forward
and the 76 is just barely south of the road. He's not moved up yet. He's playing it. He just got a hit. Just got a hit on that Panther, but a hit in return. But it looks like the Allied 76 was the first one to get the hit. As long as he gets this hit, he's backing up.
They both, they lost sight and they both.
Oh, but the Panther went a little bit aggressive here.
Oh, his gun's not pointed the right way.
No,
though.
I know. He's got a turn.
Oh, there he goes. I think he's got it.
No, but he got an 18 weird, but it deflect. It's hard to tell. Yeah, non-pen. On the back side. Yep, he just got it.
He might be able to get the other one.
It's in range. It may be in view.
Does he see it?
I don't think he does. And the 76 is repairing. There was a shot and a deflection. Another Panther goes down.
The 76 and the Panther missed each other.
Oh, but they just got. The Panthers just got hit. I'm not sure about that 76.
The Panther missed. The 76 is the Panther's gonna die.
Unbelievable. And down goes the Panther. So now the armor dominance going in favor of the U.S. and with 2 tanks only 2 tank crews for each side playing. That's pretty devastating for the Axis. But what is in favor of the Axis is this map control on the east side of the church. I'm going to go to the map real quick and we'll look. The garrison for the Allies was locked for a split second there. I mean, they really only got 3 garrisons, but they do have an open garrison on the west side of St. Mary Glaciers. Kind of the narrative of this match has just been this flip of position that you were talking about, Wix. It's pretty phenomenal when you think about it.
Yeah, we've seen it going back and forth a lot. We see, I mean, like, if you just look at the overhead view, that's what I'm doing right now, and it's just a mix. There's no consistent kind of line. It's just a big mix-up of people everywhere.
Yeah.
Not even potentially knowing what direction the enemy's in, because the enemy's kind of in all directions.
Yeah.
So.
And this 76, he's got infantry to his east, but he does not have friendly infantry to his west. And they're having to repair with infantry. Oh my God, body parts just flying from that 76. And it may allow them to push a little bit through on this east side, which is something they haven't necessarily been able to do. They did get cap progress for a little bit. OP spawned on the northeast side, and they're going to get back cap progress. 36 minutes to go. It has been a back and forth ordeal. We've already seen this point. I mean, go at least 3 times fully and almost go even more a few times. Been really fun to watch. I am going to take a break here to shout out to the reason why we are doing this, and that is to support St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. This is just an incredible cause. They do, not only do they do a lot of care for children and oncology, but they also do a ton of research and have done a ton of research over the last 60 years. So this is such an amazing cause, and like I mentioned earlier, 80% of all the money that they get are from public contributions from people like you, so please consider going and supporting St. Jude's Research Hospital.
The link is, it's pinned in chat, I'm told.
Yes, it is.
I'm not watching the stream because I'm on the stream, but I'm told if you're watching, if you open up the chat window, they have it pinned right there. We're not asking you to Google. We're not asking you to even lower yourself to the lowest of lows and Bing something. We're not asking you to Bing. The link is right there. Click on it. Put in your credit card information. It's the internet. You know it's safe. And donate to St. Jude's, please.
Yes.
Let's see what we can come together as a community and raise tonight.
And there is a bombing run just as we're talking about St. Jude's. Unloading on the Axis up on that south side. A pretty good bombing run for the Allies. And they have some guys, but cap progress now in favor of the Allies without control of the church, though. Confident and KO and Frozen Ice up in that church. We see Fart. We were talking about Fart earlier in the top 10 of kills. Not a comp player by any stretch, but he is shown to be a really good player today. I mean, I don't know about you, Wix. He may be recruited after this. I don't know, man.
He's not a comp player yet, but I bet his representation is receiving calls as we speak.
I'm sure his agent's going to be getting calls at the wazoo after this match. Lieutenant Dan's legs and Fart have now pushed Dan Covenant up on in that church tower. And you could hear Fart. I want to hear the comms a little bit. They're going to try to push this tower a little bit. Gosh, sometimes hard to...
Three glow members here. Covenant versus
Fart, and they just
Lieutenant
flamed through.
Fart misses his shots. The flamethrower!
Come on, man. Nice.
Fart got killed by Covenant, and then Covenant goes down to the flamethrower.
I mean, that's the way to go, right? In that church tower, the flamethrower, not a bad strat right there. I'm not sure what you're going to use it, else for. I mean, I say that. By the way, we got 2 76s rolling in on this east side. One pushing into church, and one's going to play a little bit more conservatively. There was a guy with trying to satchel this 76. I don't think he got it off. No, he did! He did get the satchel off. It's on the front side. Can Clover see it? On the right track side, there is a satchel. Down he goes! 76! I caught that death just at the last second. Didn't get to see the satchel placed, but I saw it go down. And we got a lot of Axis guys. They have now taken control of that south side. And the issue becomes, in any competitive match, I would think, man, you would never do this, right? You would never leave that front door open on Cemetery, but they're, obviously, I'm sure they're wanting to keep this going for another 30 minutes or so. They're just going to continue to push onto the church. I mean, they don't have control. Axis do not have control of this church at this point, but they have the south and the east side pretty, they have decent control over this. And look at that, KO running right past Dan's legs, but KO...
Are you kidding me?
Dan not...
I shot him 9 times in the fucking back.
Dan not happy about that. Not happy at all. And this 76... Prime 76 up on this east side. Dansky gets some kills outside the church. Lecker, another Glows guy. I don't. Is he within the group or is he a Glows community member as well?
He's a Glow guy as well.
There you go. Well, he's taking a position at church representing the Glows community. And he's getting shots up on that south side. Neverhood. Trying to get shots long ways away up in that church, but hard shots. But
it's kind of crazy how few people are actually in the immediate vicinity around the church right now. There's not a whole lot of anybody on either team.
No.
And you know, you got the 3 guys in the church, you got the 76, not much else.
Couple already shots. KO getting pushed by a couple guys. Mr. Burger Mito and Sasquatch pushing around him. Can he survive? Oh, he doesn't even see it. I think he lost it. Oh, what a shot! KO doing a 180. Gets another KO. Shout out to KO, the guy who organized this. Just got a 2-piece. He lost his OP, but he stayed up in the fight. Ultimate SL skill right there, right? Being able to fight your way out, survive to get another OP. I mean, that's in my opinion, the ultimate SL skill, right?
I don't have SL as a shoot back. Your SL can't be a free kill or you're going to lose that OP.
Absolutely. And as you said that, Artie, body parts just flying. Another Artie shot. I mean, this is good position. Artie right here for the Axis side. They still have control. Oh my gosh, Artie. Just a beautiful shot right outside the carcass on the Panther. And just like you were talking about earlier, I mean, oh, they're repairing the tank. Just like you were talking about earlier, just not a lot. I mean, literally, like, the Allies have control of the church. But the rough part is that the Axis have control around the church and are able to control and keep possession of the cap. I mean, right here, is there a garrison here or is it just an OP? Down goes Dick, Douche, Twin City Shredder, and Sketchy Mon. Bart laying down shots. He's got 3 guys pinned outside of garrison. There is a garrison here up on that southeast side of the church for the Axis. Bart and Beowulf trying to get shots. Down goes Bart. But the garrison is blocked. Look at Beowulf over the top. A little bit of parkour skills. Oh, he got him! Can he get outside to get the garrison? I'm not sure he can. He's got to frag it at the very least. I'm sure that he knows, right? He's right next to it.
I'm sure he has to hear it at this point.
He may just be content to lock it down until his boys can help assist, but...
Well,
there we go, he just jumped out.
On the wall next to it.
Oh, is there?
It's not going to save the garrison, though. It's not going to go off in time. It's going to go off in about 3
seconds. No, he just
seconds.
got it. Just got it. Already on that east side. Satchel took out Beowulf, but he got the garrison in time. And this already is just beautiful for the Axis side. They just keep launching. Colonel Matthews, Supreme Commander of the 10th Mountain, and also the organizer of APL, pushing into the church. And the 76 Prime and his boys holding it down up on the south side. Cap Progress going back in favor. Oh, Cap Progress in favor of the Allies. First time that we've seen this in a while. A lot of guys on that east side pushing in. And I'm not sure if the Axis is going to be able to collapse in time. They got guys on the south side, but they're going to have to fight their way through it. Already just brutal pushing that tank, but I mean, when you got already fire like that, you can't push it, man. And nothing worse than just getting so close and then just getting killed by a well-timed arty shell.
Looking back at the top killers real quick, Confident has opened up a lead, 72. Freezing Taz, 64. Formal Hot, 62. Paradox, 60. Pollo Loco, 59. The People's Champion, Fart, still in the top 10, 9th, hanging on with 45. Just a few short of Crims from Fortnite. Just 2 kills ahead of Burger from ESPT.
Already! The second time I've seen a guy with a satchel get up to the 76, only be taken out by Artie. I mean, right now, Artie's best friend. But it looks like Prime got killed. It's just Bite Size and Honey Badger in that tank up on the south side.
Yeah, no spotter is going to make them very vulnerable, but I'm sure that they understand the game situation. Nope, they just got satchel. They died to a satchel. Doesn't matter what they understand, they're dead.
Bart just said, "We're gonna get you to your tank." Tank gets blown up, by the way, on stream, and he goes, "Never mind, Prime."
And the tank disappears to
Did they
Artie?
What? Wonder what took out that tank? I didn't get a chance.
It was a
to
satchel.
See it.
It was
a satchel.
for sure.
Okay. I was really hoping to catch
the carcass of the tank was destroyed by Artie.
Well, I was hoping to see a 76 get taken out by Artie finally on stream, but I haven't seen it for myself just yet. Now they did mark it.
Extremely unlikely to, but certainly possible.
Now an ESPT tank up in this northwest side for the Axis, pushing into town right as that 76 goes down. Freezing Taz up in the windows. It's kind of a, feels like Saving Private Ryan in a way, but down he goes. Freezing Taz, I believe, what, second on the kill list right now, behind Convenant.
Behind Convenant at 65.
You know, just as they're getting back cap progress for the 3rd point, Cemetery is now being taken by the Axis here. Convenant goes down, but Red Rocket and Paradox and Scythe, another Glows guy, getting into Cemetery here. Peace, I believe, TL guy, right? Peace is a TL guy?
Peace, yes. Well, no, he was with TL.
Okay.
He left at the end of seasonal, and I think he's taking a break from comp. He's a Glow guy, though.
Well, he's in the middle of it, though, on that northwest side. Maybe the difference between losing this point and keeping it. But now he's Paradox and Peace just kind of standing off a little bit. Oh, Paradox coming around the backside of it. Get it? Paradox takes out Peace. And right now there is no one on Cemetery, but they're pushing out. Don't want to.
This is what makes it a tough recap for allies. You can see they have the church. That's a hard point. That's important. But literally everything around it right now is blue.
Yeah.
So blue for me, be red for you. Axis, to be clear. So Axis control all 3 sides of the church except the east, and so the allies have the hard point and nothing else. And it's all map control for Axis right now, which is why even when you see the allies start to cap it a little bit, the Axis just squeeze them out with their map control.
Yeah.
And so the allies are favored to cap first, and if they can hold on to it, they get it. They have a lot of advantage there. But once the allies lose it, it's such a tough point to get back into.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the utter definition of map control at this point. But it's not over yet. 23 minutes still left in the match. I'm going to take a quick break to talk about St. Jude's Research Hospital. We have the link in the chat. Please go and support St. Jude's. I mean, I think they're pretty well known at this point. Everyone knows what a good cause St. Jude's is. Please consider donating. I mean, surely we're over that 1,000 mark. I think the goal is to get to 2,500. And we can't do it without you. So please consider donating. Click that link. Put in your credit card information, put it on your tax returns, whatever you gotta do. But let's go ahead and support such a good cause. And a Lux is now rolled in. KO is now switched into the tank seat, boys. Up in a solo Lux up on the point. And they may not be pushing 4th point, but they're content with solidifying their position up on the church. Even though they don't have position in the church necessarily, but don't matter when you got control like they do. Convenant goes down. A medium is now rolling into play. Honey Badger and Bite Size in a duo tank. I'm not sure where Prime is at, if he got hit or whatever. Paradox, AT, he's going to get a shot on the rear. And that's 1 shot for Paradox. I think 2 shots, you can get him from the rear.
Oh, yeah.
Down he goes. Another tank kill.
Prime was actually stationed over where he had been when the 76 died. He just stayed there while the other 2 brought the tank up.
Gotcha.
I think he was just kind of calling out some information on what was going on around the church for them.
Yeah.
But,
not a bad strat, just unfortunate. The infantry, not a lot of infantry support. And you can see it here with Clover, Bino, and Raynar They're going to push back a little bit just because of the lack of infantry support. Lots of infantry up on that east side. You see guys from Chimera. A lot of guys from Chimera. You see Crims down there, just like you said, the Fortnite professional. Down he goes. Crims getting the kill and pushing out.
A satchel just cleared the church. The church is completely empty.
Wow. And so now, that was the last resistance from the Allied side on the point for now. I mean, they pretty well have the church surrounded. Oh, the Axis do. Sorry, pardon me. But just unbelievable.
Yeah, now we've seen this kind of fall back into, you know, more of a stable or a coherent kind of front line here. You can see, just kind of scrolling north to south, you can see the battle lines have cleared up a little bit. And that's kind of a product of the Axis just clearing them out methodically out of the city. All the little pockets really have been cleaned up, and so it's an east to west fight now for the Allies to get back in. And like I said earlier, you know, when you lose your footing in the town, which maybe hasn't 100% happened yet because there still is a little presence in the south, but for the most part, the Allies have been evicted from the town. It's going to be real hard to get back in there.
Very tough. Very, very, very tough. I mean, and you know, at this point, you know, the one things that were lacking when those points were going back and forth was, you know, it was this weird thing where basically teams were on the opposite side of where you would expect them to be, and now that's not the case anymore. The Axis making a pretty good push into Cemetery now, and I mean, this is a tough point for the Allies to hold if they're going to make this push. Got some guys pushing back on defense a little bit. We see the Lux. Down he goes, KO. Just got KO'd, and another tank. 2 tanks in the span of, what, 5 seconds? The 76 is down as well. Wix, I am so sorry, but it's for a good cause, I promise you. I promise.
I don't even know what we're up to anymore.
I don't know.
Stopped counting
We're gonna
when the 3 heavy at the battle of the 4 heavy tanks at the church.
Yeah.
When 3 of them died in about a minute and a half, I just stopped.
If
counting.
someone could do a count for us in the chat, that would be much appreciated. I know they're keeping track of the already counts, but would love the tank so that we could kind of total it up, but maybe even give it kind of a projected total that we've raised. So look at that, a Panther kind of playing a little bit farther back here on that north side, getting some infantry kills, and they just continue to expand their map control. They've marked the tanks, so they know where they're at, but without the tank support, I mean, just you're gonna be stuck with trying to push, and these guys are across the open field right now with infantry support. Looks like a lot of the resistance for the Allied side is right now on that east side. Coming out of Cemetery, basically, which they may have left the door a little bit open for the Allies. You can see here lots of Axis pushed up northeast of the point, but they've left the front door open for the Allies on this east side. Not over yet, gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to see the same level of organization and coordination that you see in you know, in a real match, but a lot of these players kind of know what needs to be done. I think what we're looking at is just kind of the balance of the team trying to balance, you know, attack fourth, but don't lose third. I think that's kind of what we see right now. They're maybe a little heavy in the south, maybe a little light in the middle. We'll see. They have time, I think, to sort that out and kind of get situated, but I think that's just kind of a product of this being a little bit less structured.
Yeah, and it's all for fun, right? We've seen a lot of great stuff and been really, I don't know about you, but I've had a blast watching this. You know, it's definitely not a boring match by any stretch of the imagination. Looks like a 76 going to roll in Prime, finally back in with his tank crew, and they're going to roll in. But those 2 Panthers, I believe, are they up north still? That was the last time I saw them, was up north. Not entirely sure where they're at, but
there's one entering the church square from the west, and that's the only one that's left right now.
Okay, got it. Yep, and they just pinged it too.
It's kind of on its own a little bit here, because the west side of that intersection, west side of the church square, is under Allied control again.
Really
you see that
interesting.
flip again.
And he's rolling south. Relic, Mars Rover, and Tendo Fury are gonna roll south in the Panther. Got about 16 minutes left in this match. And right now, I mean, honestly, if I was pushing and trying to take that third point, obviously, you know, like you were talking about, probably not a whole lot of coordination as much as you would see in a traditional comp match, but certainly, you know, if you're not encountering that much resistance, especially with a 76 pushing with you, push down their front door, go from the east to the west into the church, but it looks like they may have identified this. Fred Flintstone, the commander for the Axis team, on the front lines with his boys. Got coax shots coming over the top of him, but he's gonna make that run and survive. He's gonna spot this tank.
I think what could be interesting here is if the Allies are able to get control of the church. You know, like I mentioned earlier, there's that, and I don't know if Fear Not, I imagine Fear Not knows, that you can drop that airhead straight into the church through the steeple. And at the end of the game, when you only need to cap the point, but you don't need to hold it, you know, if they can get control of the church, could we see a, you know, 40-person spawn wave on an airhead inside the church for the cap?
And I got to watch that. Sorry to interrupt, but freaking a precision strike on the 76 Suka just took it out. It was not on it directly. They were driving away. Beautiful move by Fred Flintstone to get that 76 destroyed, and a bombing run now on that south side. But I 100% agree with you. Airhead may be the best solution for Fear Not and his boys on this allied side at this point. Panther rolling up on that south side with no 76 to engage. He may have free reign of these guys coming in from the east side of the point. They do have control of the church, though. A couple of guys inside the church, Sasquar and Hyzar from WTH, do have control of the church. And it is contested. Just for a split second. Goes to show how close it is in terms of people and body count on the point.
Yeah, we're back into that mixture again where there's people on all sides, and it just kind of becomes about winning a lot of gunfights and clearing some spawns being the difference here. Not really much front line to speak of, just a lot of people kind of going wherever they feel like to try to get kills and make a difference.
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of got to at this point, right? You just got to find your openings and see if you can get into the cap sector if you're on the allied side. KO not in a Lux anymore. He is going infantry, not even squad leading. He's going to take a position in the window with Censored pushing up on him. Down he goes. Censored from Syndicate taking out our boy KO. With 13 minutes to go, they do have control of the church still. A boy from Dredge from 10th Mountain has joined Hyzar from WTH inside of the church. They're getting a lot of guys up on this east side, and that Panther must have gone down or moved on because he's no longer taking position up on that south side of the point. And Crims, there is an OP spawn wave up on the south side for the Axis, and now they're starting to flood in. They just got a few more guys up in the church. Question is, can they capitalize on the positioning on the church? Get some kills. There we go. Scrimshanks goes down, though. Covenant, the kill leader, already raining down on Covenant.
Add that to the list of things that can kill Covenant. Artie, we've seen flamethrowers.
I mean, the only thing I haven't seen right now is a knife kill. I'd love to see a knife kill, a good knife kill, man. And cap progress in favor of the Allies, just like that. 12 minutes left in the match. Not exactly two minute warning, you know, not that you know, last call on the point. So if they take the point, they're going to have to hold it for quite some time, for about 10 minutes probably, maybe even 9 minutes. Cap progress back in favor. They're gonna have to win some gunfights to continue this cap. Freezing Taz, second on that kill list, goes down.
Yeah, we could. I mean, you can see the Allies. If they can stack enough people in the church, you can capture this point. The question will be, how long can you hold it without the map control? And I don't know that we're going to get there yet, because it looks like Axis have responded.
Yeah, and they pulled
starting to clear out the church.
They just pulled the Panther as well, and they are getting killed, just like you said. They are getting kills inside the church for sure. And now they're just launching rounds inside the church. Not a place you want to be at this point. There is a 76 coming in on the east side of the point, with the Panther laying down rounds inside of the church. I do not believe it's been identified yet, so it'll be really interesting to see. Clearly, that Panther, it's got to be known by the Allied side. In the 76, surely that's going to be Prime. Yep, Prime and his boys. Can they get in quick enough, take out that Panther, maybe give their boys a chance? Not a lot of guys for Axis up on that west side. They've identified that the Axis have taken position and maybe have OP and Garrison spawns up on that big spawn wave on that south side. AT just raining hell on the guys coming from the south, and now it's just a bloodbath for guys trying to push into the church. They have identified the Panther. So we'll see if this...
could see the 76 kind of get aggressive here with this Panther. There's not a lot of infantry support, although actually there's a second Panther now pulling up. So that might not be called out, and that information might not be clear that there's two. The 76 could end up getting himself into a real dicey situation here if he's not careful.
Now, he may just hold back here because he's able to hold that infantry off. And they may be just thinking, hey, let's kill this infantry on that south side rather than pushing ourselves in a position. Let that tank maybe come into our peripheral so we could be able to take it down. But just like that, just as I say that, Prime and the boys are moving southbound here. Not sure if the Axis have identified that 76 rolling up. Oh, he's going to get a shot right here. And he's turning right at the wrong time. A little bit of smoke maybe occluding it, but he's going to get a side shot here. Two of them. There's two Panthers.
76 is
two
not
Panthers.
shooting. He might not even still be aware that there's two.
Oh, but there's a satchel. Satchel on the Panther. And it already shot takes out the infantry on the east side. Cap progress in favor of the Allies is just teetering between one side and the other. Panther has been hurt. It looks like it's a turret shot on the Panther.
Is pushing. 76 is pushing up. We'll see if he knows about this Panther or if he stumbles into it. The way he's shooting makes me think he doesn't know that there's a Panther there, but he's about to.
No, he's pushing. He's pushing. Look at this. He knows. He knows. He's got to know. He's just right there. He saw the turret for sure. And the problem is the turret is hurt on the Panther. It looks like they may have a turret out. They just got a side shot, but the turret is not that far off. He may get a shot here on the front. Prime, move it up a little bit. Down goes the Panther. And just like that, they have armor control, and with that cap pressure, cap progress. Scythe, maybe trying to get
the right kind of engineer.
I don't think so. Nope. Down he goes. He had a car. So not the right type of engineer. He takes them out anyway. Not guys in the church for the Allies just yet. Just freezing Taz. They have got the flood guys in. Now's the time. There was a satchel on the church. Took out one guy. Lots of Axis pushing on the north side.
What did I say? Watch the church. Airhead going in. Airhead just landed.
Oh, and it landed in the steeple. It landed in the steeple, and it went all the way down into the floor. And I'm not... Did they see it? That's the real question. Is he gonna frag it?
There is a satchel on the ground right next to it.
Oh my gosh.
So the satchel should take it out, actually.
He sees it. No, he ran right past it! And just ran right past the airhead.
He might have decided he wants the satchel to take it out.
I don't know. Will the satchel get it?
We'll have to see. This is going to be interesting. Satchels can get spawns, but he's not guaranteed, I would say.
I would have taken it out. Down it goes. Airhead. Good satchel.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed.
I honestly don't even think he realized that that was an airhead there.
I don't know if he did either.
He probably walked by it and thought it was part of like the furniture of the church.
That was really close to being really bad. A second tank for the Allies has just come in on a medium. Clover Beano and Rayan have just come on in. And cap progress in favor with 6 minutes left to go in the match. The Allies getting cap progress. Already rated down, but can they get enough guys in? MG's covering the road. Blur for 10th Mountain, covering down that road. Great positioning. I mean, it's still going. And they got 2 tanks in place. The Panthers not in the fight. They got taken out.
Up, coming through Western. There is a Panther coming through Western approach. On his way. He's not going to make it in time if the Allies cap here. But...
And this is a dangerous spot for Prime and his boys because an AT guy is about to come up. He's got his rear exposed to the doorway of the tank. But it may be with that bunk, the sandbags, he may be occluded. I'm not sure. And cap progress lost for the Allies. 5:52. About 4 minutes, little less than 4 minutes left to get the cap progress back before that reinforce. AT shot on the rear of the 76. Mug from Chimera.
It's coming back in favor of Allies. About to cross 50%.
Another AT shot on the 76. I mean, this is close, man. Just teetering back and forth. Half cap currently going down. Look at that shot by the 76. Prime gonna get out and repair his tank. Down goes the medium. And it already shot, took him out in return.
So we'll see the Panthers getting close. They did take a rocket shot to the hull in that 76. If the Panther moves, he'll find the 76 a one-shot kill. Prime went down, so no repair. There's now a satchel going on the 76.
Yeah, they're done. They're done now. Yeah, satchel now on the tracks on the right side. On the passenger side of the 76. He's going to roll out. Maybe try to suicide a little bit. Maybe try to get where all the guys are at. Cody, AT guy. Down he goes. There was a satchel on the church that just went down. They're rushing in. AT shot by Formal from Syndicate. I mean, it is just so close. Now, cap progress in favor of... We got cap progress on Cemetery for the Axis.
Gonna make it tough because you gotta respond to that, but
yeah.
You also want to keep your attack going.
And there's a guy on the garrison. That one zombie trying to get it down. Did not get the garrison, but Covenant really close. Got a kill, hidden, and they're gonna push that garrison now. Really making it difficult for the Allies to get any type of push. They have now responded. They pushed on the back line. They got the garrison spawn. That may be it for the Allies here.
Yeah, I just see that blue. For me, it'll be red for you wave coming north to south across the church now.
Did a beautiful push. Basically, on the north side of the point, they wrapped around, got the garrison, and now they're basically having to spawn. I'm assuming spawn off of OPs. Yeah, no garrison anywhere close except on the southeast side of Cemetery, and they're losing, still losing the point. That's gonna do it. And the Panther now rolling into play. Scythe riding on the back of Relic's tank.
Yeah, Flare just went up for the Axis, revealing all that Allied infantry in the south. That's really all there is. I mean, Axis are everywhere. They could even end up capping Cemetery here, too.
Yeah. But what a beautiful match this was. It was a very entertaining match. Man, the Allies made it very competitive. You can see that garrison up on the south side for the Axis. Just a little bit of icing on the cake for the Axis side. Big spawn wave off the garrison on the southeast side.
Yeah, it looks like they might be able to hold on to Cemetery. I mean, not that it matters, of course. It's not even an actual friendly match or anything. Just a fun game.
In some ways, it's a
maybe they wanna hold on to a little bit of pride and say,
yeah,
hey, it was 3-2 and
for St. Jude's, right? I would say.
Yeah.
Look at that KO launching shots down the alleyway.
Just gonna hit the top killers again here. Commandant 111 on infantry.
Yikes.
Cooler 98 on artillery for the Axis. Paradox 96, Freezing Taz 91, Formal Hut 82, Pollo Loco 81, U.S. Rangers 79, Burger 71, Crim 69, and Moist Fist on Artie for the Allies 69 as well. Nice.
Unbelievable. 111 kills for Commandant. He will take our player of the game, I'm sure. Although 4 at the Artie, that was really devastating to see. Beautiful Artie shots for the Axis side, especially at the end there.
And
So,
by the way, the People's Champion Fart down to 15 with 55 kills. Very respectable.
Very respectable. As an AT guy, nonetheless, he came up to a really hot start.
He was all over the stream too. We saw him a lot.
Yes.
You know, he was in some of the hottest areas, and you know, for sure, as AT, you know, you're hunting tanks. You're not always going for infantry kills. So.
Right. And Data's gonna get a satchel on that tank at the last second. He will get it with about 30 seconds left to spare. Thanks him down. Oh, that satchel's on. And now he's just gonna drive in where all the infantry is at. He may take out the garrison with this sat. No, it's a friendly. I don't know how that worked, but big spawn wave with the satchel on.
The garrison won't go down, but the infantry will.
Oh, the infantry. He's gonna get satchel, and there's infantry everywhere. Fart, no.
Oh, they're running away.
Oh, now goes
almost
Fart.
got nobody, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was almost just a few seconds earlier, and they would have gotten it. But that's gonna do it. So that's going to be a win for the Axis side in the KO charity match to support St. Jude's Research Hospital, and just a really fun one to watch, really. I don't know about you, Wix, but I had a blast watching it. In some ways, it was more fun than watching a seasonals match. You know, just you know, people playing a little bit out of their comfort zone, a little bit unconventionally compared to a normal comp match. Really fun to watch.
Yeah, we saw a lot of back and forth. I mean, it wasn't, you know, the worst case maybe, or the most boring kind of match you can see is, you know, you see mid cap go one way and then it stays that way. You know, at least this time we were treated to, you know, several recaps from both sides, going back and forth, and that's really makes it a lot more interesting of a match.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, that will do it for our match. That is over. Again, last chance. I don't know if we drummer, if you want to turn on your mic. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm really curious to see, did they get a count of the Artie, or are we gonna wait? We could always post it in our server as well, and post what the donations will be for not only for the tanks but for the Artie calls as well. We'll have to get a count of both, but you know, just such a good cause to support. What a fun match to watch, and you know, thank you KO for putting that match on. Is really good. I'm seeing KO, he put in the chat, I'm 10 minutes behind, obviously, but $1,200 donations and counting. So really good. I mean, $1,200. I mean, I just love to see that. Love to see, you know, the money going towards St. Jude's Hospital. So, you know, what were your thoughts of the match, Wix?
It's just a great match. I mean, back and forth. You know, SME, I was a little disappointed to see that it was the SME midpoint, but honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. It was a really entertaining match. I thought it was fun. You know, I got to see a lot of friends playing and making some plays, and you know, it was all for a good cause. So can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely didn't stream it like a conventional match either. I barely looked at my map, so I apologize if you guys love looking at maps. I did not look at the map hardly at all. Mostly just to capture the moments, but there were lots of great moments in that match. Just the tank driving really got me, man. I loved watching the tank gameplay that happened. I loved seeing some of the infantry as well. We saw some good shots by guys like KO, and I mean, I think, you know, Covenant may have gotten the most kills, so shout out to, you know, 111 kills, but I think the people's hero after that match was definitely Fart. So not even a comp guy, but you know, it was a good chance for, you know, and I think another thing was it was a good chance for guys who wouldn't necessarily aren't really known in the comp community to kind of play with some of the best and kind of show like, hey, like, I'm here, you know, I'm pretty good. So, you know, it'll be curious to see if any of those guys get phone calls after this, but yeah, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a great game, a great opportunity for people, and I'm just looking at some of the Glows chats where people seem to have fun and you know, raise some money. So what else could you ask for?
What else could you ask for? Absolutely. So, well, I think we are going to call it there. If you guys, again, last call, but the link to donate, it's in the chat. Please consider donating even at the last second. We'll post in our server what the donations will be for the arty calls and for the tank shots, for the tank kills. We just got to get a count of those and then make the donations. So absolutely there. There will be a match after this if you guys want to watch our boy Half Royal and special guest. I'm not sure if he's announced it yet, but McCreath from Wolfpack are going to be casting Broken Arrow versus GBI. That should be a really fun one. I know that Half Royal, he's got some new stuff. He's got some new stuff to unload on stream. So that should be really exciting to see. But hopefully you guys will have to post the link, or hopefully if they've already started, we'll throw it. But Wix, thank you so much for joining us, man. It was an absolute pleasure to have you cast with me again. Anytime, dude. Anytime. I love having you as my co-caster.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Absolutely. Drummer, thank you so much for being our stream manager. Nothing would be done without you. You just absolutely crushed it for us for this stream, and crush it every time. So thank you, KO, once again for putting this on. And thank you so much for everyone who watched, everyone who donated, and it was a pleasure to cast this. So everyone have a good night, and